Now it's serious. King Carl Gustaf met with the Prime Minister. The terrorist threat to Sweden is not letting up. The 77-year-old King Carl Gustaf always tries to keep abreast of social events. Even if he has no formal political influence, as head of state he must be well-informed and well-read. Sweden is now going through a serious security policy crisis. The worst in the 50 years that the king has sat on the throne. The risk of terrorist attacks has increased, and Säpo recently raised the threat level to 4 on a 5-point scale. But the police and government have been criticized for giving double and ill-conceived messages. The kingpin refuses to back down. It has been noted that the risk of crime has increased with the call for people to live as normal. Now the fear is growing, not least before September, when the King's Jubilee celebrations enter their final stretch. However, the King refuses to back down in the face of terrorists. The celebration will go ahead as planned. The assessment now is that the existing planning and the extensive security work built into it remains. Raising the level will not change what is already planned for the anniversary, says 60-year-old Margareta Torgren, information manager of the court Expressen. However, it will be a security challenge of nightmarish proportions. Friday, September 15th, Te Deum, a Thanksgiving service, at the Palace Church of the Royal Palace, and given that several people from the state's leadership will be there, it's a welcome target for terrorists. The king is also honored during the changing of the guard at the castle. There will be singing and fanfare in the outer courtyard of the castle. Then the king is even more exposed. We can expect a massive police presence, drones, helicopters and roadblocks. The next day, Saturday, September 16th, there will be celebrations all over Stockholm. The king and Sylvia will take a motorcade through the capital and will be greeted by thousands of people. Although Säpo has now raised the threat level, the court and police have always known what to be wary of. In this program, the security service has assessed that this information that came out today was taken seriously, says Margareta Torgren. However, there may be a question of further tightening security measures around the royal couple. Nothing can go wrong. If security deems it so, changes will be made, says Margareta Torgren. An attempt to reassure the public. In connection with the King's meeting at the castle with 59-year-old Prime Minister Ulf Kristersson, the court writes on its website. The King meets regularly with the Prime Minister to familiarize himself with the work of the government. According to the form of government, the Prime Minister is responsible for informing His Majesty the King about the affairs of the kingdom. The wording could almost be seen as an attempt by the court to reassure the public that it is business as usual and business as usual. Unfortunately, it is not business as usual.